countrymen, and yet we know your name. Traitor, traitor.
Trump fires FBI Director James Comey. It's only the second time in history that a president has fired the head of the Bureau. Comey was in Los Angeles at the time. He was supposed to attend an event tonight, but boarded a flight moments ago. The White House says that Comey was dismissed over these comments he made last year about the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
I have not coordinated this statement or reviewed it in any way with the Department of Justice or any other part of the government. They do not know what I'm about to say. Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case.
So, John, the axe fell pretty swiftly on Comey, and everybody was looking around like, what just happened? Is this Trump, the businessman, you're fired, apprentice style, get a new guy in there as fast as possible and forget about the consequences, versus, you know, how this would usually roll out in a situation where they do this smoothly over the course of a week or two with leaks and then plan it out and have it be more executed? Do you see any positives or any negatives with the kind of swift, decisive personnel action that the president took here?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm a fan of that series Spartacus on Netflix, and a lot of heads get chopped off in that show, and that's exactly what happened today to the FBI director.
The Attorney General says he believes spying occurred in looking after the president's then campaign. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about. The FBI doesn't spy. The FBI investigates.
I think it's clear to most Americans that Mr. Comey is not and never was a law enforcement professional. He's just a hack politician. It doesn't give me any joy to say that. I think he's worried, and he should be, that Mr. Barr and the Inspector General are going to look further into the genesis of the investigation of the Trump campaign and the investigation of the Clinton campaign. And I think they're going to find that all roads lead to Mr. Comey. They think they're smarter than the American people. They think they're more virtuous than the American people. They didn't think the American people in 2016 were smart enough to pick a president. So Mr. Comey and others tried to put their thumbs on the scale. And he's hurt a lot of people, and he's hurt a lot of important institutions to our system of government in the process. And I think Mr. Comey is lashing out now because he knows what's coming.
And his role in all of this, he is the root of almost everything here. James Comey, well, he was the one who totally mishandled and helped rig the Clinton investigation. He's the one that allowed Obama's Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, remember, to dictate how his agency was conducting the investigation, or should I say matter, which he allowed her to say when he knew it was supposed to be an investigation. He was leading it. Jim Comey, the one who oversaw Clinton's exoneration letter in May of 2016, 3 months before the investigation ended and 3 months before Hillary Clinton, other key witnesses were ever even interviewed, what I call the exoneration before investigation. And by the way, it was he who allowed 2 other people in the room with Hillary when she's being interrogated, supposedly. Remember, he's the one that signed off on changing that all-important language in that letter, in the exoneration letter. Gross negligence was taken out. That would be the criminal statute, and the words extreme carelessness put in. And then, of course, they had the new standard, intent, that they just made up in the law, which is not all at the direction of Obama's DOJ, which we learned last week. Yeah, right in Loretta Lynch's office. She's taking control of all of this, according to Page and Strzok. And remember, Jim Comey, he's the one that lied about all of this on Capitol Hill. When he testified that he didn't write the exoneration letter before interviewing Clinton, that was a lie. He's the one who allowed rampant anti-Trump bias to fester among his top officials, including Page, Strzok, McCabe, and so many more. Remember, it was Jim Comey who allowed the person that called Trump supporters, us, smelly Walmart people, and vowed to stop Trump from becoming president. Well, he let him lead the investigation into the Trump campaign. And by the way, he's the guy that also interviewed Hillary. And by the way, it was Jim Comey who purposely leaked sensitive, confidential government memos about the president after he was unceremoniously, well, fired. And he did it for the very purposes of ensuring that a special counsel investigation happened after his own 9-month investigation got nothing, and that his good friend Robert Mueller was appointed to lead the witch hunt, even though, again, they had found nothing. You may remember this.
I asked, President tweeted on Friday after I got fired that I better hope there's not tapes. I woke up in the middle of the night on Monday night, because it didn't dawn on me originally, that there might be corroboration for our conversation. There might be a tape. And my judgment was I needed to get that out into the public square. And so I asked a friend of mine to share the content of the memo with a reporter. Didn't do it myself for a variety of reasons, but I asked him to because I thought that might prompt the appointment of a special counsel.
Jim Comey. We also signed the first FISA application. This is in October 2016. In other words, it was Jim Comey who clearly, we now know, committed fraud with his signature before a FISA court judge. What did he use? The bulk of information? Nunes, Grassley Graham memo tells us was Hillary Clinton's bought and paid for dirty Russian dossier.